Ryan Glazier.
My name is Sam.
I'm 22 years old.
I'm 20.
I was living in my car for about a month at one point, continuously. Yeah, 1 month.
I've been living in my car when I was 7 for about 4 months.
My daily routine living in my car was me driving from Newport all the way up to school, and then I would just eat in my car. I would go to school, and then when I'm out of school at night, it's a way too long drive to go anywhere, and there's usually traffic at the time where I got out of class. So what I would do is I would go to the gym, I would work out, I would take a shower there, brush my teeth, and do all the hygiene stuff, and then I would go back to my car, try to find a parking lot, either to my gym's parking lot.
I remember my mom would drop us off from school. It was me and my 2 other sisters. She would drop us off at school. She would go to work and then pick us up. And then we'd go to a nearby park, and wash up. And then go to a liquor store for snacks and find a nice place to park and just sleep.
Most of the time, I would sleep in the front seat. If I had my car packed with film equipment and like some blankets and some clothes with me, I would try to make on the back seat in the foot area. I would put like a bunch of like clothes in my equipment, and then would use the back seat as like kind of like I would build a mattress back there and like put enough stuff down so that it's comfortable enough. And then I would just leave the front seats empty. You know, I would like push them all the way forward so I got even more space, and then I would just like sleep with my legs and arms crumpled up.
I took the front seat and I just folded it back, and then my sisters would get the back seats. What about your mom? She would take the driver's seat.
There was one person who knew I was living in my car. Otherwise, I didn't really tell anybody. I would tell my family I'm sleeping at a friend's place.
I was a little worried. That's why I never really told anybody that I ever lived in a car. I mean, no one still knows, besides one person, but that's about it.
So I was driving a Mini Cooper, so you can imagine how much space that is, right? Also, it's a convertible, so the roof is like super, super thin. So the cold just comes in really easily, and there's only 2 doors, so the back seat doesn't barely exist. So when I would sleep on the back seat, I still made myself a bed, but the thing is, it was still like limited space. It was like 4 feet, like in width. That's about it. Maybe 3.5. No, 4 feet. So I would just have to like crumble up, yeah.
I mean, I was 7 when I was in that car. I'm pretty small, so I can pretty much be comfortable whenever. But it was harder for my sisters. They were both taller and older. Obviously, 3 older people in a car. It's not being very comfortable.
Every single time I would wake up, I would put my car back to how it was before, so that I could drive on campus and I could drive around and not make it seem like I'm living in my car. So I put as much stuff in the trunk and cover that up. And then whatever goes into the footroom, I put it there. And then literally all I had on the passenger seat or the back seat was just a backpack or 2. Just like what a normal student would carry around in their car. But everything else was kind of hidden.
It was never really clean. I mean, we obviously threw away our trash, but it was covered in clothes and different stuff that we had.
So you see, I was always prepared for any situation when I lived in my car. So there were some valuables like when I have to go to work or something, I have like my camera gear, and I have like things that are pretty valuable to me because that's how I make money, or even just because they have value to it. So yes, I kept valuables in my car, but I would always lock them down and put them away so they were like not easy to steal, or I would carry them with me around at all times.
Well, we didn't really have any valuables. The only thing valuable to me was my stuffed animal that I had since I was born. That was the only valuable that I had, so we didn't really have anything.
I was sometimes I was fearful of break-ins. People would walk by my car and stuff like that and look in. So that's when I usually just jump into the front seat and keep on driving. And then I'll find some other place where I felt a little safer. But usually I try to keep usually I would go to places that are very, like, rural anyways, where there's not a lot of people.
I was never fearful of that, of car break-ins, just because Oxnard is pretty small and there hardly is ever any break-ins or anything. There's hardly any trouble, so I was never really in danger.
I had a lot of body aches and body pains sleeping in my car. My back was hurting a lot, my muscles contracted, I got cramps during the night, and legs and arms and limbs would fall asleep and so on. And it wasn't very comfortable, but then right when I go to the gym, I would literally use every single stretching machine they had to just like stretch my muscles out so that I would feel at least a little better. But I see like after that 1 month, like after that it took a while until like my body could recover. Yeah. It just took a while.
No, I actually slept pretty comfortable. I mean, I still sleep in fetal positions, but I've slept in fetal position a lot, and that was pretty comfortable for me at that time.
What about your siblings?
Oh, they did not have it. My siblings, they would complain all the time. You know, they're like 15, 17 at that time, so they were obviously not happy. They always complained about their back aches and everything.
I guess what I learned is that you always gotta be prepared for everything. And I guess it really taught me like that in case anything goes wrong in my life, like I'll still manage to at least a month to be able to live in my car, maybe even longer. Like I could probably just run that for a long time, just living in my car. So if shit goes down south, or shit hits the fan, it's a better expression. If shit hits the fan, then I'll still be able to manage.
I don't know if I learned anything. It was more of kind of how to survive on the streets a little bit better.
In Los Angeles, I believe there's a homelessness. I wouldn't say it's a problem. I would say there's a lot of homeless people that you can see on the street. I'd say that we can not give everybody a home. That's just not how the society works. The problem is that people who are at the lowest of lowest, they don't have a chance to get the clothes they need, the hygiene they need, and just the basic human needs. And if we just provide that, not especially a home, but if we just provide that for free, that would just help a lot.
I don't know if you would say problem, but I do see a lot of homeless people. Like, even as I drive to school, sometimes I'll see a few tents under like a bridge or something. I don't know if it's a problem.
Okay, so there is a law that says you can't be denied a restroom if you need one. But if you walk into a lot of gas stations in LA, they will deny you a restroom by saying it's out of order, which I think is not right. Well, I mean, like, how long can a restroom be out of order? Or they even might say they don't have one, which I can't believe because they have employees working there for more than 8 hours. Where are they going to use the restroom? So it doesn't make any sense to me why so many places in LA would deny just a basic water faucet and a flushing toilet to so many people. And that just doesn't make any sense to me. Because the law literally says you can't deny a person a restroom.
Honestly, I think no matter what, there's always going to be somebody without a house or somebody who's sick, you know. We can't, no matter what we do, we can't really change that. It's not that easy to just change a law and be like, oh, poof, they're gone.